Welcome to Really Relatable, a podcast where we hope you find inspiration, a little laughter, and a little joy today. We have a small business to shout out in our area that we are so excited to be shouting out.
Yes, it is my friend Kate Kasner. She has her own little small business called Rosy Oak Design, where she makes the cutest little hand carved out of wood. She makes like those little hello, welcome to the world sign for babies. She actually just gifted me this really adorable, it's like a little buck that has little numbers on it.
So for like the blanket?
Yeah, so
like,
when my son is born, I can lay him on the blanket and I can put those with her. She makes all of our closing gifts. She makes the little wristlets that we put our house keys on for our real estate company with our logo on it. And it has a little saying about home on the back. You know, she makes earrings. Right now she's in her festive season of Christmas. So she's making some really cute earrings out of reindeers, snowmen, Santa. Anyways, she's got her whole shop of just little crafted goodies and she loves what she does. She works out of her house. She's at a ton of craft shows around the area and she's really putting herself out there and getting her entrepreneur journey started.
Yeah, I like her. I actually met her. Was that the first time I've met her? Was that your baby shower?
I don't know. Was that the first time?
I think it was the first time I've ever met her. She's so nice. Like,
she's
just super personable and kind. And she's like, if you guys ever want closing gifts, I'm like, yeah, actually, that'd be amazing, except we don't do closing gifts.
Yeah.
You know, we just don't have the need to.
Well, she already is our closing gift.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the only thing besides our give back program. Like, that's the only thing that we do is that keychain.
Yeah.
But it's so simple and sweet and
everybody loves them.
Yep.
Yep.
I carry mine every day. Now, mine has a lot of keys on it. So my husband's like, I'm not going to use your key ring.
Michael literally will not get out of the car with my key ring. He's like, this is embarrassing. What is all of this for even? I said, it's all useful. All of it.
Glenn and I can't remember where we went. We were in Milwaukee and he had to park the car or something. And so I gave him like this key thing. And he's like, no, thanks. And then I came back in the car and it was like all pulled apart. Like he had just taken off the one like simple key that he needed for my vehicle.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's fine.
You know, but that gives me anxiety when Michael does that. I understand why he does that. I mean, it's obnoxious the amount of things that I do have on my keychain.
Well, yours has like your AirPods.
I took those off though.
Oh, you did?
Because he kept on yelling at me about that. He's like, this is obscene. But now I don't know where my AirPods are. So thanks, Michael.
No,
thanks for that.
But at least you know where your car keys are. So you can just drive to go buy new AirPods.
It gives me anxiety because he just like sets things mindlessly and like loses them.
Oh,
so when he takes my key off, I'm just like, okay, well, make sure that you remember exactly where this is. I kind of need that. It's important. Like a fob is like hundreds of dollars to replace if you lose one of those things. No thanks. I don't want to pay that and replace it.
Thanks a lot, Michael.
Yeah. Thanks. It hasn't even done it yet. And I'm already salty about it.
But Rosy Oak Designs,
yeah,
she's like added a really nice thing to our files. So I like that. And she's just really sweet. So it's nice to support. And your friend, she's a good friend of yours.
Yeah.
Too, so.
Yep. Absolutely. So if you're ever looking for like a cute little handmade crafted gift of sorts, like personalization to something it is that you have an idea.
Didn't she make our closing key too?
Yeah,
did she did. That's what I thought.
Yep. When we were our original name.
Oh yeah. Legacy. Wait, what was it?
Legacy
Real Estate
Company.
Yeah.
Is that what we were? Yep. And then we switched to Legacy First.
Yes.
So we are Legacy First. Just to make that clear, everybody.
Yeah. So for an inspiring story today, because we like to kind of start off that, we kind of had a couple things lined up and then we were sitting here and we've been talking a lot about we are in real estate. It's our drive. It's our passion. And like, how do we kind of use this platform to say, hey, let's talk a little bit more about real estate. And in this case, it was pretty easy because it came with an inspiring story for our own company, which I think is really fun to share because really it shows the power of branding and your message when it's positive and when it's got such a great momentum, like what can happen.
And when you put in our favorite word, intention, into everything it is that you do, people just, they see that.
Yep.
And they feed off of that.
Yep. And so randomly, you and I both each got a text message from two separate agents who are looking to join the legacy team.
Yeah. Which is amazing because we have our recruiting campaign that we put out there and, hey, we're looking to add to our team. But that's not something that I would say that we push greatly.
No.
I feel like a lot of people that just kind of come across our company just by random happenings, they come across us. They're we've gotten the same feedback time and time again. They're just drawn to what it is that we're doing. They're drawn to our branding. They're drawn to us because we are very transparent in what it is that we're doing and what our intention is behind our company. So whenever we get a real estate agent to approach us and say, hey, we're interested in joining your team, I mean, it's very humbling, but it also very much so, well, speaking for myself, it inspires me to continue to do what it is that we're doing.
Oh, yeah. And especially when that message is carrying over to other people and they're inspired.
Mm-hmm.
So this girl today that we actually sat right before we were on this show, we just interviewed somebody today. And she had said to me on the phone interview prior to that if she could work for any company and just be, that's who I want to work for, it was us. And when I pushed her and said, why, she loved our branding. She loved the cool, the splashy things, you know, like what we're doing, the work that we're doing, but it was our give back program.
Yep.
You know, she dug into that and was like, wait, what?
Yep.
Like, how do you give back based on real estate? So,
which I feel like our give back program just kind of continues to inspire me. Just naturally continues to inspire the both of us naturally. I mean, we've talked about this tons of times where when we first started Legacy First, it was, you know, the very first thing we talked about was our give back and wanting to be able to give back. And it was one of those things that we always laughed like, okay, how are we going to give away money before we're actually even making money? Like, how is this actually going to work?
I'll never forget your dad. He goes, I don't understand this business plan.
He had no idea what we were doing. We're just like, this is fine. This is going to work.
It's going to work. And it did.
But yeah, it's just kind of one of those things that you and we just created, and it continues to inspire me because I think that when we created it, we didn't actually fully realize what it was that we had.
Right. Oh, yeah.
We had no idea the power of this give back program that we had that was truly like the root of our company, the root of who you and I are as human beings. And the further down the road that we've gotten with our company, the more apparent it's become of how impactful it can be, how inspiring it can be, you know, I mean, all of the things that we knew, but we didn't truly know.
Right.
So it's been really, really cool to kind of just like watch that continue to grow because I don't even think we're at the tip of the iceberg.
No, especially when we're just trying to float to the shore half the time. Like, wait, what's going on? Like, how do you even like paddle that direction? You know, so like
we're like, we're fine. We know what we're doing. And then we're like blindsided by something that's absolutely amazing.
Yeah. So like to have these two people come in and be like, hey, listen, I want to be a part of this. That is to me like such amazing fruit to see being grown.
Yeah.
And it seems like the people coming are young too.
Yes.
So like to see real estate start to become more apparent and younger generation aware of it at a much younger age. I love that. I think that's incredible. So if we can even be like that small part of their story as to why they wanted to know more about real estate or our company, it continues to push us every day, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. I love everything that we're doing. And it's inspiring.
Yep. And, you know, one of the cool things about living here too is like organizations that we have here, right? Like these big Fortune 500 companies. And of course, the biggest name in Green Bay.
Go Pack Go.
Go Pack Go, the Green Bay Packers. And we happen to have somebody that works on their staff, a good friend of yours, and she's coming up next.
Hello. We have one of my best friends, the godmother to my youngest child.
Aw, I didn't know that.
Soon to be second.
Soon to be second for my youngest child. Hanna Goral.
Hello.
You need to say what it is that you say. Okay, if Hanna walks into my house and doesn't say,
the fun has arrived.
like, is she even there?
I don't think so.
No.
Now I'll know.
Welcome. Yeah. If you randomly hear that walking into your house.
Yeah, I'll know
It's
Hannah's
Hanna.
there.
Oh, it's
Yes.
Hanna.
Absolutely.
Oh, Hannah's here to plan an event at my house.
Yeah, pretty
Let's
much.
do it.
Always.
So I thought that it would be a really good idea to have you on because you work for one of the largest organizations in our community, being the Green Bay Packers.
yes.
Yes, you do. And you are kind of what makes their event world go round.
A part of it, yes.
No, you are it.
You and your Excel
Let's
sheets.
get real.
Yeah, you and your Excel sheets.
Oh
They
my
run,
God. Yes,
you
love 'em.
run Lambeau Field.
Yes.
Part of it.
So tell us exactly what it is your title is and what roles you serve within the organization under your title.
Yes. So I am the events specialist in the events department. So I kind of serve as I handle all the internal, so packers, meetings, small. So whether you need a conference room or you're planning like community outreach does, Project Play 60 or Spooktacular, those public events. We just had Festival of Lights, so that's sponsored by Festival through Sales and Business. So I kind of get the room, do logistics of it all. So love logistics from start to end. And then I also coordinate any non-food and beverage events. So like the Selcom Marathon, we do a bunch of other walks, the Pierce Stair Climb. And then I also help sell space for social events. So weddings, rehearsal dinners, birthday parties.
Which is where you actually started
Yes.
prior to the Packers, like way, way, way back. Like your very first footing in the events world was actually event coordinating for brides.
Yes. At the Mark.
For weddings at the Mark. Yeah.
Yep.
And then you moved from the Mark to Delaware North,
Yep.
which was inside of Lambeau Field, but that
Yes.
was in their food and beverage.
Mm-hmm.
And then you made your way up to working for the actual Packer organizations in their events department.
Mm-hmm. Took a
Proud of
little
you.
hiatus to botanical gardens, and then
Oh, I forgot about
Packer.
botanical.
that was a little short stint.
A little short stint.
Yeah, but nonetheless, you are extremely familiar with all of the who's and the what's as far as the event planning in Green Bay goes. I mean, you mentioned somebody that's somewhere renting out linens, and Hannah's like, oh, yeah, I know her. She's on my speed dial.
Hey, you got to make the connections
Yeah.
all around.
But you are very well respected in the events industry. And I would go as far to say as you, I mean, you're my best friend. So there are times where I will hear from Hannah at like 10 o'clock at night and know that she was up at 5 o'clock that morning and she would just be rolling home and she'll have 2 more hours of computer work to do. I mean, sometimes it gets to the point where like me or Courtney or one of us girls are yelling at you saying, Hannah, put your work down.
I've gotten plenty of texts like, hey, we're just checking in on you to make sure that you're okay. Yep, I'm good. I'm good.
You're good.
We're going.
You're
Yeah.
you're planning things.
Yes.
So what got you into the world in general? Like why events? Like I know it's something my daughter loves to do.
Mhm.
So she's going like the communications and marketing route. I think she's doing global event management is like
Mhm.
her degree, which is crazy. If I would have known that was a degree back in the day, I'd be like, let's do that. That
Yeah.
sounds amazing. So like why events? How did you get into it? Were you
Honestly, I just like to host people. Like I love planning get-togethers. I like to just make people happy.
You're a
If people,
giver.
yes, if people are happy, I'm happy. So I mean, college, I changed my major like 5 times. Had no idea what I wanted to do, and then I took an events class, and then I was like, oh, okay. I kind of like this. This is kind of what I like to do anyways. So I went to Eau Claire and they didn't have like a hospitality department. So the next best thing would be communications. And then I actually partnered with my professor to do a topical minor. So I created my own minor in special event planning. So then we handpicked different classes for that. And then it just kind of went from there.
what a cool organization to work for too, because the Packers are so community involved.
Mhm.
I can't imagine there's much of a downside or like downtime from your side. So
Mm-mm.
when is do you have a busy season and then like a non-busy season when like your friends get to see you more often? Like what does that look like for that type of organization?
I guess our downtime would maybe be like January, early February. And then it's just busy because then once you get into February, March, those are busy conference events time
Sure.
frame, summers, weddings, and then you run into training camp and then season and
Yep.
It's always like a trickle effect
Yeah.
where
Mhm.
we will be talking to Hannah and we'll be like, oh my God, we feel like you're swamped. Like, when are you going to get a break? She's like, oh, I have a break coming up next month. And it's like 10 times like busier than she was. She's like,
Yeah.
I'm fine.
we're good. Everyone's fine. We're fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I have to ask this because anybody listening, anybody that's from Green Bay, it's got to, like they're thinking about it this far ahead. But have you guys started all of your draft? Because the 2025 draft will be here,
Mhm.
and that's
Super
amazing.
exciting.
Like how awesome that we were chosen for that.
Right. Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's such a number one. It's an honor,
Yes.
and especially for these guys to come in and potentially, no matter where they're ending up, like to find out that they were picked while they were sitting Lambeau Field
Mhm.
somewhere, no matter where they're going. I just think like what a cool thing. For
Oh, yeah.
anybody that because Lambeau's so historic.
Right.
So if you guys already started the ground running, I can't imagine like your to-do list with all
Yeah.
I'm sure you probably already have like 50 spreadsheets for like
Yeah.
all the different.
I actually don't have any yet. We have a good draft kind of committee, and we're actually getting looped in on the hospitality side this coming year. So I'm sure I will be extra busy come March of this coming year and figuring out where our department kind of plays a role in those situations. Because it is hosted by the NFL. We are just a host site. So we're there to help whatever they need.
So you will primarily be working with the NFL they'll be kind of telling you like what it is that they need.
Yeah, it kind of stems from it. We have people that are in direct communication with the NFL, and then they'll kind of let us know of what our duties are.
Oh, that's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
What an amazing thing to be a part of. Like just to be in event planning and then to have that land up at the Packers. Which is so fun. And then to lead that into like an international event. Really, I mean, it's an international event. People are watching that all over the world.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the perks that you have with your job too, you were actually just telling me this when we were getting our nails done this morning, is that you kind of get like your foot in the door and your introduction to a lot of these players, and you get to meet them and learn like the kind of human beings that they are. I mean, you were just talking to me about Jordan Love and how much of like a down to earth, like super nice guy that he is. And that's kind of like one of the perks that you have to your job, honestly, because in a lot of these events that you're doing, I mean, they're the special guests, and you're kind of telling them like, okay, on stage left, on stage right.
Yeah, so it's really cool that all the players, they do get involved within the community where they see their comfort level is. So we just had an event out in the JTV for Christmas of Lights. So it was a bunch of police officers that came out from different communities. It's Q90 FM. So Katie, the main contact, she kind of put this together years ago, and it's basically getting police officers in, and they'll pack backpacks with like gloves, necessities, gift cards, all of that stuff. And then just to kind of give that friendly face that police officers aren't like the bad people. So if they see somebody maybe like grabbing a coffee or like struggling, or a kid shoveling somebody's driveway, they'll just go out there and give them something just to show like, hey, we're here, we're a community. And Jordan Love came in as a surprise for them. So he kind of helped make backpacks and talk to them and just be normal with them.
He seems really down to earth.
He does.
Yep. Not so up in the clouds like
No, not at all.
quarterbacks.
He seems like he's very, oh my gosh. Yeah. Our diva, our past diva. He did very well by us, but he was very diva. Yeah, that's absolutely amazing. I think that's really cool that you're able to kind of see firsthand how these guys are willing to like step foot into the community, and especially in Green Bay, where it's such a close-knit community, where I was just saying to you again this morning, like they have to almost be open to like a completely different type of a relationship, a more intimate one than what other players in the NFL might be open to or be expecting to have that play for like larger cities. You know, they're a little bit more of a figurehead versus here. I mean, you were in the community. You were very like front and center and getting to know everybody around you.
Yeah, you don't get to hide here.
Mm-mm.
You know, there's nowhere to hide.
Right.
I mean, Lambeau Field is surrounded by houses.
Yeah.
You know, like there's nowhere to hide.
Like houses that have been owned by like the old couple that have been married for like 60 years. And it's amazing. We love our community.
Yes.
And so and I know that that's a huge part of the Packers is giving back wherever they can. So we like to ask our guests, like, what nonprofit is important to you? Because the more we can learn about nonprofits, the better it helps all of us. So
yeah. So, I mean, our community outreach department is phenomenal in getting out in the community and helping where they can. Personally, and this has just been a more recent nonprofit that myself personally look to is the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Just that being, we had some family news 2 years ago. Sister was diagnosed with leukemia, and then her husband, so my brother-in-law, a month later was diagnosed with lymphoma.
When it rains, it pours.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's kind of where like it brought our family even closer. I mean, we were very close. Weirdly
Those
close.
Gorals, let me tell you, they're amazing.
We're very open about a lot of things. But so I would say that one is becoming near and dear to my heart. But locally, the American Red Cross, the community outreach has a good partnership with them. And then we host 3 of their blood drives in the Johnsonville Tailgate Village. So normally in May, August, and November, I believe, we have them. So they're probably the closest one for the
local.
Yes, for the local.
Yeah, that's where you would put your heart locally, but then like overall, just in support of cancer, in support of your family, really.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a battle. Husband and wife. Do they have children at the same time?
They have 2.
Oh,
Yeah,
2 little itty bitties.
And can I ask how they're doing now?
they're doing good. Sarah, she is technically her last blood draw is undetectable for her. So, but she'll be on her pill the rest of her life. And Drew, he kind of gets routinely checkups. So he's gone through chemo, but they're both doing great.
Yeah, well, at least you've got societies like the Leukemia Foundation and things like that. And I think you said they're in West Allis, like their headquarters are.
Yeah, the closest one to us, but they're like all over the U.S.
Right. Yeah, I think that's amazing. And anytime you see those cancer associations too, when they're so specialized and the impact that they have, you know, the regular population doesn't understand it because we don't have a need for it. So to hear firsthand that an organization like that really does make a difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you need people to lean on in those times.
I feel like sometimes like the more specialized give backs or the more specialized nonprofits are the ones that impact the most, because a lot of those smaller groups of people who have like the large needs, but you know, they might be like a little bit more of like that minority group, they're the ones that are easily overlooked. So when there is a nonprofit or if there is some type of a cause to be able to give back to them, I mean, they're making a big impact.
Right. Yep. Yeah.
To somebody who would otherwise be overlooked. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're about to wrap up, but before we do, we like to raise as much as we can for nonprofits in the community. And we do this by asking you a question.
Okay.
And we're going to ask you a question, Hannah.
Oh boy.
Okay. And you're going to have 30 seconds. Our producer over there is going to put a 30-second timer on. And as many answers as you can get correct, it'll be worth $1.
$1.
And it'll get added to everybody else's that have already raised funds.
Oh God.
Yeah.
You're putting me on the spot.
At the end of the quarter, we're giving it all the way to a nonprofit or a cause.
Yep.
You guys are making me sweat now.
Okay. And we want to raise a lot, so we're going to make it kind of easy, but we're also going to make it Packer based because you work there.
Well, now let's not embarrass me now.
All right, ready? Here's yeah, name the stats. No, just kidding.
She would. She honestly
no,
would.
I would.
Yes, you would.
Remember, when I show people around, 0 facts. I have zero facts.
Zero.
And this is grass.
Our colors are green and gold.
Yeah,
As you would see.
Okay, so you are going to name as many things as you can that you have seen people wear to Packer games.
Okay.
Okay. So what would people wear to Packer?
Am I on the clock now?
Nope.
No.
We're going to start. Ready? On your mark.
Get set.
Get set. Go.
Jerseys, cheese bras, cheese heads. Oh my gosh.
Nothing.
Nothing. The frozen tundra guy.
Oh yeah.
Thingy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, COVID. I saw like a little COVID bubble thing that they wore.
A bubble? A COVID bubble?
A COVID
Oh my God.
bubble.
Okay.
The sombreros.
Okay. Oh yeah. Sombreros.
Am I done?
One more second. And it's time. Oh, you got a last one? You got a last one to throw in there?
No, I don't.
Okay. How much should we raise?
$7, right?
$7.
So the kind that everybody else got? Okay.
All right. $7.
$7.
We'll add that to our grand total of
Amazing.
It's
Cheese
added.
bras was literally the first thing in my
love
head.
how but it's the second thing that you said.
I know. I thought I
Did you
should
do that on
start with
purpose?
it. Yeah.
Did you even
Okay.
say cheese head?
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I did.
Well, she did, but she said
okay.
cheese bra first.
Yeah, cheese bra.
That's like in my head the first thing I saw.
Yeah. Gotta take care of
Cheese
the
bras.
girls.
Yes. Absolutely.
amazing.
Always.
Well, thank you for coming on, Hannah.
Thank you for having me.
Love learning more about the
Love
Packers.
you.
And
Yes.
yeah.
Love you a long time.
Well, Hannah was a treat to
I
have
know.
on here.
She's one of the best human beings ever.
Mm-hmm.
She's like one of those people that when I first met her in college, because she went to Bayport High School, I went to Ashwaubenon.
Right.
Which we always say, like, how didn't we meet in high school ever? Because we kind of hung around all the same people. She always says it's because I partied and she didn't. She was good. I was a little bit more rebellious. But no, she's just one of those people that when I met in college, we clicked right away. And I knew that she was going to be one of my lifelong, forever people.
Oh, yeah. You can tell you guys definitely have that relationship. You can see it between you two, and your girls love her.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And-
Auntie Hannah. She used to come over and rock me to sleep.
Aw.
I mean, yeah, she's the best, simply the best.
And then during your shower, it was like, okay, time to open gifts. Like, who's going to write this down? Hannah's like, I'm on it. And then I look and she's got like her
Laptop.
computer out, like in the middle of everybody. Like, I'm like, do you want SKU numbers for those items, Hannah?
If there's something to be done, Hanna Goral is on it.
Love that. I'd be like, we didn't have to worry about anything. I'm like, what time do I need to be there? Sounds good.
She's the type A to my type B. Like, I never know what's going on. She's constantly like, Alexis, this is your 2-day warning. Alexis, this is your 1-day warning. I'm like, okay, I'll be there.
You showed up. You did well.
Yeah.
A lot of people there. So that was good.
It was good.
Got a lot
It
of
was
cute
good.
stuff
So
too.
yeah, we love her, and the Packers are certainly lucky to have her.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah.
And the two, and I didn't know that about her sister and the husband. That's a lot for a family to go through, especially a close tight knit family.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
it's-
they got blindsided by that, like in such short notice and such short time. And I mean, but if there's any family to go through that and rally together and fully and like come together in full support, I mean, the Gorals are about as close as they get and about as giving as they get and as understanding. And yeah, so they'll all get through it. They'll be okay.
Well, it's just good people. And like we say, we always find ourselves surrounded by the best of them. So it's nice to have her on here.
Yeah.
And I guess before we go away, just remember to like, comment, share, especially for your opportunity to win a $25 gift card to Rosie Oaks Design, right?
Yes, absolutely. Get yourself a cute little something.
Yep. Follow us on
Facebook, Instagram,
Listen
Spotify,
to our podcast.
wherever you get your podcast. Just listen to us. That would be muchly appreciated.
And until next time, remember to always stay
Really relatable.